Did you hear that? No? You didn't? Well, that's because that was silence. I didn't say anything. And that is a beauty. That silence is exactly what a healthy boundary feels like. It is a space where you stop reacting to the world and you start choosing for yourself. It's the gap between a request and your soul's honest answer. Think about the last time someone asked you for a favor. Maybe it was a late night work call, a friend asking for money they never will repay, or a family member demanding your time when you were actually feeling really exhausted. And in that moment, your stomach probably did a slow, heavy flip, and your heart rate went up, and your brain was screaming no. But then the habit took over. The word yes slid out of your mouth like a reflex. You didn't say it because you wanted to help. You said it because you were too afraid of what would happen if you said no. Most of us have been tricked into believing that being nice is the same thing as being a good person. We've been conditioned since we were toddlers to believe that saying no is rude, it's selfish, or you're being difficult. But here is the truth. Every time you say yes to someone else when your soul is screaming no, you aren't being kind. You are performing. You are wearing a mask, and you're trading your internal peace for this external approval, and that is a debt you can never truly pay off. And why is it so hard for us? It's because our minds were pre-programmed long time ago. When you tried to set a boundary with a parent, a teacher, or a relative, and when you said no because you were too tired or uncomfortable, what happened? You were likely told that you were being disrespectful or you were being stubborn. You learned at a very young age that your comfort was secondary to the emotions of the adults around you. And you learned that to be loved meant to be compliant. Now, as an adult, you've become a professional power giver. So when you say yes out of guilt, you are literally handing over the remote control of your life to someone else. You're letting them decide your schedule, your energy levels, and your mental health. It is incredibly draining to live a life designed by other people's expectations. This is the reason why you feel burnt out even when you haven't done much. Because carrying the weight of everyone else's needs is the heaviest work there is. Let's debunk the rude myth once and for all. If someone asks you for a glass of water and your well is dry, is it rude to say you can't give them a drink? No. It is a physical fact. Your time and your emotional energy are exactly like that water. They are finite. They are not infinite resources. So when you say no to someone, you aren't attacking them or rejecting them as a person. You are simply stating a fact about your current capacity. And the great irony of life is that the people we respect the most are usually the ones with the firmest boundaries. When someone says no with conviction, you don't guess where you stand with them. There is no hidden resentment. There is no fake smile. No is actually the most honest and respectful thing that you can offer to another human being. It says, I value our relationship enough to not lie to you. So if you're someone who has hardly ever said no, I know that changing this feels like you're jumping off a cliff. So don't jump just yet. Just step back, and I want you to try a very simple mind trick. I call this the 3-second buffer. All you have to do is, no matter where you are, no matter what situation you're in, next time someone asks you for something, and before you let a single sound out of your mouth, I want you to count to 3 in your head. It's as simple as that. 1, 2, 3. And in those 3 seconds, just look at the person in the eye and ask yourself, Am I saying yes because I want to, or because I'm afraid that they'll be mad at me? And if the answer is fear, then you don't have to say no immediately. Instead, you can use a script killer phase. Say that, I can't commit to this right now. Let me check my schedule and I'll get back to you. Something along those lines. You might be wondering what this does. Well, this breaks the yes reflex. It gives you your power back for a moment to breathe. It allows you to step away from the pressure of their presence. And once you're alone, you can decide if you actually have the energy to help. And if you don't, you can send a clear, kind message. It is much easier to be brave when you actually given yourself the space to think. Hey, your life belongs to you. It does not belong to your boss or your partner or your children or your past. If you don't stand guarding your yes, you will wake up in 10 years living a life that someone else designed, wondering where you went. So try the 3-second buffer today, just once, and just see how the world does not fall apart when you actually prioritize your own peace. This is the shift, and you're exactly where you need to be.